Greetings, YouTubers. As you can see, I've been busy. Typically keep my wood piled up here on the porch, and as you can see, there's no wood piled up here on the porch. It's just been too darn cold. Me and my wife ain't been feeling real well, and she still isn't. She's in bed, and it's almost 5 p.m. because she couldn't sleep last night. But I had to get some wood. Had the logs already laying on the ground and stuff. Just need to cut them into blocks and split them. I thank the good Lord every day for this wood splitter, man. This is one of them Tractor Supply deals. Got it on sale. But I'm not used to having new equipment. I'm used to having to make stuff work. So that was a have-to thing. There goes my neighbor. He's a good guy. Because old 8Ball's back just won't let him do it anymore. It's hard enough to split it with the machine. Without the machine, it's almost impossible for me. Oh Lord. But I had more to tell you about the Ford and some other things. And my last video I titled, the origin of my obsession with the Ford trucks. And I haven't explained none of that to you guys, really. Other than I mentioned in the last video that my dad got the thing in '75. And when I was a kid growing up, I mentioned that it was out behind the barn. Heck, I played in it and stuff, I didn't realize what it was or care about it. But Dad gave it to me when I was 14. And that's how old I was when he had his heart attack. Because, he knew that I'm the sentimental type. And back when he was dating my mother back in 66, I guess. Yeah, 67 actually. He was in the Army in 66. My grandpa was still, working in a coal mine and driving that truck, and had just a lot of good memories with it, It's the first time he ever asked my mother out. He asked her out in that truck. So there's a lot of good family sentiment there. I remember him coming home when I was just a little guy with my very first set of wheels in the back tricycle, which I still have. A lot of stuff like that. And not trying to get too, mushy or nothing, but I'm trying my best to brainstorm and think of better ways to make videos where it's not just me pulling a camera at myself and talking to people, because most of the people that do follow me whatsoever have got the same interest I do, these old cars, whatnot, or, it's just like me, a lot of the people I watch them, it ain't because I love what they're doing, it's because I really like the people. But what they're doing is usually what draws you in, right? I'm hoping that he watches my videos, but a shout out to Musty One. I've been watching his videos. And Mr. Fox at the Fox Shop. I've always liked the OBS Ford trucks, but this is the first four-wheel drive one I've had other than the 90 model Bronco I used to have. And I've always wanted one of these. When these first came out, I said, someday I'll restore one of them. In other words, it'd be 25 years old before I could afford it. And I beat that. It's a 95 model. It's not quite 25 yet, but I like the old truck. It's, God, man, it's so hard to live without a pickup truck. I'm kind of taking a break from my work right now, just walking around, hoping that glare ain't too bad. But Lord, I thank God for the sunshine. It has been so miserable cold here. Yeah, you guys up in Michigan and stuff are going to be saying, what do you mean cold? That thermometer just said 20. Cold for me, guys. Cold for me. And my only source of heat is wood and coal. This, my dad asked me to bring over here. This was at his house. This is, well, I doubt there's anybody that cares anything about that Ford Escorts. And I'm one of those people, I don't care anything about Ford Escorts. I've owned a couple. Yeah, I've had two. This is a 92. My first one was a 92 station wagon. But this car, my brother bought it new. It was a one of them dealer cars, had 19,000 miles on it, been driven by somebody, a representative all that time. But he put about 100,000 on it, or maybe a little less, and then sold it to my dad. And my mother really liked it. She drove it for a long time. And I'm trying, my dad, God bless his soul, ever since he wrecked his truck, which is also here, he's been wanting me to fix this. The last time this thing went down the road was, I believe, 2008. We got into putting a water pump on it, and tough old man, he was sitting there, just put the timing belt back on it, and it was running, and he was listening for noises, and somehow got his thumb in that timing belt and tore the end of it off. Now, I don't mean he just tore the meat off. The bone was sticking out. The nail was hanging off the side just a little bit. And you expect to hear someone scream like a banshee? Not Dad. He looked at me with a grimace on his face, kind of like, I said, Dad, we got to go to ER. He started to argue with me, and he looked at the finger, and he said, okay, let's go. He's tough, man. But he really worked on it since then. Anyways, I'm getting off subject and rambling, but the point is the car runs good, which it won't start right now because we ain't got, he took the timing belt back off running, but runs good. Transmission shift's good. Interior is faded, but not in bad shape. But look at the rust, people. I mean, this ridge just below the door and the windshield post and so forth is pretty much the entire frame on these cars. And when I put it on the pressure washer and cleaned it, because God, it was so bad, every bit of that blew out. I mean, it's gone. You can see plumb back to where the links that hold the rear axle in, you can see all the way back to there without bending down very far. So I'm sincerely hoping that either I can get Dad to not think about that anymore and let it go, or I can find a good body and just transfer his stuff over. Because, as I mentioned, I don't care anything about a Ford Escort, but he does. And he connects memories of my mom to that car. So I understand. I connect memories to strange things. I promised him I would fix this, and I just haven't been able to. We've been running back and forth to the doctors so much, and the cold temperatures, and it ain't just my doctor's appointments. It's my brother don't have a driver's license, so I have to take him. My dad's incapable of driving, so I have to take him. And it's just busy, you know. Yeah, I've showed you this before. He dropped it in a ditch. He did it no favors. I got to looking, and I'd say it's too dark for you to see back in there, but I can see the inner wheel bearing, and the wheel isn't off from it, so probably going to have a spindle. Frame's not bent. I've got a lower A-arm for it already, and I can get most of the body part stuff pretty easy. I don't know about the airbags. I guess it'll be a junkyard look. This is why Dad don't drive no more. He don't remember the airbags popping, so he believes he blacked out, and he's afraid he'll do it again. And it's wise. He don't, you know. He feels really good one day. He has my Oldsmobile. He'll take it down to the post office or whatnot. But my Nissan's giving me trouble also. It sprung an exhaust leak, and at the same time, you try to start it in the morning, it won't do anything. Battery's dead. Got a parasitic ground in it somewhere. And I put the boost box on it and fire it up, and it runs fine. And sometimes you'll just shut it off and start it back, and it'll start, or sometimes it won't do nothing. Right now, it won't do nothing. And yeah, I've done the obvious. I've cleaned all the terminals and done all that and got everything looking real nice and pretty in there, and it ain't helped none. Can't imagine what it could be, because I haven't really changed anything on that car. I mean, it sat here in the backyard for about 3 years, but we have literally been, since August, little Nissan's made a trip to Louisiana outside of Baton Rouge. It's went from here, which I'm in Southwest Virginia, it's went to Ohio, Indiana about 4 times, or 5 maybe. You know, don't miss a lick. It's just a great little car. So, I hate when it gives me trouble, because we depend on it a lot, because it don't use near as much gas as that beast. And probably not right now, but I will make a video here soon showing you. I got the catalytic converter on that thing was absolutely, it's just, you can hear it sucking, you know how they'll do when they get clogged up. And there's my Tomcat covered in dirt. I wonder what happened there. But I pulled the converter off. I pulled the Mr. Fox calls it secondary converter. I always thought it was a resonator. Took them both off. Run True Duals out this side with a pair of cherry bombs. You hear me coming now, but it really opened it up and it breathes so much better and runs so much better and got good power. That was kind of a chore because I thought I was just going to put single on it and ended up having to do the duals. See my Tomcat down there. He's all covered in dust. Check him out. He's my oldest one now. Well, anyways, just wanted to throw up a video, let you guys know I'm alive, and I know everybody's worried about Fred. Old Fred here is doing good. This is Fred. He is 9 or 10 years old. He's never lived nowhere but here on the farm. He belonged to my uncle who passed away that lived here. And he's a fine boy, I'm telling you. He's a good dog. Pure-blooded beagle. Again, I left out so much on the truck I wanted to tell you guys. I could write a book about it, you know. I'm so interested in it and I care about it. I always felt that when there's a story behind a car or some sort of sentiment or love, you know, guys, you know, they have, it just feels like they have souls. I know they don't, but they do to me. That truck, all the body parts have been changed, but it's still got the same soul. Best memories of my young life when I was younger was in that truck going fishing with my dad. I remember him coming home with 10 coal truck tires in the bed of it. He talked about a load. They wasn't heavy, you just couldn't hardly get them all in that little step side. Just things like that, you know. It's part of my history. And I care a great deal about it. So, it's going to be a slow process. I've already got it scheduled since I set the cab and the bed off, which are not bolted down, obviously. I got a new spring over my dad's. I'm going to put the springs back here in the front to it'll roll good. Throw it up on the old car trailer, and I have a cousin that does industrial sandblasting. Sometime this month we're going to get him to let in on it as soon as he gets an opening. It's kind of, he does it on the side. He works at another job too. So we're going to get that done, get her sandblasted, see what kind of repairs the frame's going to take, and I may incorporate him into that because he is a better welder than me, and he is a better welder than me. It's also his grandpa's truck too. So. He cares, and we're going to go from there. I have a friend that may be selling me the original style engine to go back in it. All my life I had a 223.6, and in my teenage years I had a low mileage 292 in it. That was a whole lot of fun, but we're going back 6-cylinder. It was a 6-cylinder 3-speed truck, and it may go back as a 6-cylinder 3-speed truck, but all my life growing up it had the granny gear in it, and I know where to get one, and that may come about too because I have a drive line to fit either one. That's a little bit of my story, even though it's not a particularly interesting one. It'll get better, guys. I wish I could have used in the build of the old blue and white truck out there a little more. But I went for such a long time with no sort of internet or anything, it just couldn't happen. But we're not done with it. There's a lot of work to be done to it. And, yeah, I hope to ride it this spring. Well, let's get the saw fired up before my back gives out again and see what we can do here. YouTubers, be good. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, please. I love the comments. Negative or good, I really don't care. But of course I prefer good. Because so many of you guys out there I think a great deal of. Like I said a while ago, I shout out to the Fox Shop. And, Elderly Iron, of course. Think the world of Jeff. He's such a nice guy. Lots of nice guys. And so many of the YouTube guys that I think a lot of that I haven't been able to catch up on their videos because I just haven't. I just need to, you know. But the ones I have been catching up on here lately, I just kind of run up on. And, well, I like them, and I enjoy you guys. You guys give me something to look forward to about every day. So, you know, let's get her done. Later, guys.